That's how powerful we are. You could actually, like, the story we tell ourselves is how we perceive the world.
Greetings, fellow seekers of manifestation and personal transformation. Welcome back to our channel, where we explore the fascinating world of manifestation and the power of our thoughts. Today, we have an eye-opening video review for you as we delve into Joe Dispenza's insightful talk titled, "Why Your Manifestation Is Not Working." Get ready to uncover the reasons behind any blocks or challenges you may be facing on your manifestation journey. So let's dive right in. Joe Dispenza, a renowned expert in the field of manifestation and personal growth, shares profound insights into the common reasons why our manifestations may not be coming to fruition. In this video, he sheds light on the obstacles we may encounter and provides practical guidance to overcome them. Let's explore his transformative perspective. Joe Dispenza's ability to decode the intricacies of manifestation is truly remarkable. In this talk, he brings clarity to the challenges we may face on our manifestation journey and offers practical solutions to overcome them. His authentic approach and wealth of knowledge make this video a must-watch for anyone seeking to enhance their manifestation abilities. Throughout the video, Joe Dispenza identifies several common reasons why our manifestations may not be working. He emphasizes the importance of aligning our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs with our desires. He explores the role of subconscious programming, limiting beliefs, and lack of clarity as potential stumbling blocks. However, he also offers hope and provides strategies to break through these barriers and manifest our desires effectively. Joe Dispenza's insights have resonated deeply with me. His ability to simplify complex concepts and provide practical solutions is truly empowering. He reminds us that manifestation is not merely wishful thinking but requires a conscious alignment of our thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. One of the key takeaways for me was the importance of self-reflection and addressing any limiting beliefs that may be sabotaging our manifestations. Joe Dispenza encourages us to examine our subconscious programming and challenge any negative beliefs that may be holding us back. By doing so, we can create a fertile ground for our desires to manifest. Throughout the video, Joe Dispenza shares inspiring stories of individuals who have overcome their manifestation challenges by implementing his teachings. These testimonials serve as a testament to the effectiveness of his approach and offer hope to those who may be struggling to manifest their desires. In conclusion, I highly recommend watching Joe Dispenza's talk, "Why Your Manifestation Is Not Working." It offers valuable insights and practical solutions to enhance your manifestation abilities. Embrace the opportunity to identify and overcome any blocks that may be hindering your manifestations and unlock the power to manifest your desires effectively. Remember, manifestation is a co-creation between your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs. Take the time to watch Joe Dispenza's talk, absorb his wisdom, and embark on a journey of intentional manifestation.
And so then when we create the difficulties in our life, it reaffirms the belief that life is hard, that it's really someone out there that's doing it to us, that it's the circumstance in the past that created this. Okay, let's take away the person that did it. Let's shoot him to the moon. Let's erase your past. Now, what are you going to do now? You still got to do something, right? You're still alive. And I say we already know how to do this. We already know how to do this. We're wired to be creators. We're wired to do this. The thing that stops us, for the most part, in doing it is really the hormones of stress, because living in stress constantly is living in survival. Living in survival is living in emergency. In an emergency, it's not a time to create. In an emergency, it's not a time to open your heart. It's not a time to learn. It's not even a time to sit still. So most people then that are living in stress and living in survival, they can't believe in a future because it's not a time to create. So getting people to that point where they make up their mind, and they make up their mind enough to begin to think, there's got to be a better way, there's got to be something else. That awakening process typically happens when people reach their lowest denominator. They hit rock bottom, because then they can see themselves through the eyes of somebody else. You feel so altered, you're not returning any texts. You feel so altered, you don't want to go to dinner with your buddies. You feel so altered, you don't want to watch your favorite TV show. You're just disconnected. And that's when you start observing yourself. But my message is, why wait for that? I mean, you can learn and change in pain and suffering, or you can learn and change in joy and inspiration. if you're waking up every morning being defined by a vision of the future instead of the memories of the past, and you get up and you're inspired from an elevated self now instead of a limited self, you could observe the old self from an elevated state instead of that diminished state, and people are doing that. So they are aware of those thoughts. And yes, it takes effort, and if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. But just because you have a thought doesn't necessarily mean it's true. And when you start looking and observing those thoughts, I think you are like Gandalf, because Gandalf also said, you may not pass. When he meant like that kind of severity when it comes to how we make up our mind about things. That's the kind of energy or intention that begins to create the biggest volume of change in our life. And I've interviewed thousands of people in our work that have healed from really serious health conditions. And I would say about 90% of them, when I ask them, so what happened? The first thing they say all the time is, I just made up my mind. I just made up my mind I was going to do this. And they made a decision with such firm intention that the amplitude of that decision carried a level of energy that was greater than the hardwired programs in their brain and the emotional conditioning in their body. And the choice that they made caused their body to respond to a new mind. In fact, the choice they made became a moment that they would never forget. It was an event, and the stronger the emotion they felt, the more they paid attention to the choice. And in a sense, they were remembering their future. And the body emotionally was getting a sampling, a taste of the future. And they're aligned to that future, and that's when the body's healing began. That's when the miracle started, right in that moment. That's how powerful we really are. Now, what if you did that every day? What if you made up your mind every single day you weren't going to get up from your meditation until you were that person you wanted to be? Game on now, because you'd have to do battle with all the things that are not consistent with it, and that's exactly how our brain works. So then, if you want to be wealthy, you can't feel lack. You want to be a master, you can't judge your coworker. You want to be like somebody great in history, then you better execute peace in every area of your life. That's the law.
Discover more similar contents from our carefully curated playlist. Watch more informational videos from the top corner.
You take the prayer out on the road now. You take the prayer, you're the living example of the prayer. That's where it matters the most. And that's when people start getting suspicious and say, Sean, man, you change your medication? I mean, you're looking way too happy all of a sudden. Well, you're not relying on anything outside of you to enjoy. You're overcoming yourself every day. And people say to me, well, why do you do your meditations in the morning? I always say, easy. Because if I can overcome myself at the beginning of the day, the rest of the day is easy. Because that's the biggest mastery, right, is the self. And so people are waking up to that, and they enjoy the process of seeing when they make those type of changes, the feedback that's happening in their lives, the synchronicities, the opportunities, the coincidences, those serendipities, they're starting to happen, and they're going, wow, I am powerful. Hey, I am a creator, and nobody's excluded from the equation. That's what makes it so cool. So people that are really sick, really sick, that are healing, they'll tell you that when they go to the doctor and the doctor said, where's the stage 4 cancer? They'll tell the doctor it's in the old person. I'm somebody else. Well, how did you do it? Well, I downregulated the genes for disease by overcoming these emotions and these behaviors and thoughts, and I upregulated the genes for health. The doctor kind of looks at him and was like, wow, because it is possible to do that. And we've actually measured it in our events. We know that in 4 days you can really change your gene expression. Instead of watching some ridiculous late-night fright commercial about your immune system getting weaker, or you need a flu shot, or you need to drink a certain beer, drive a certain car, to look a certain way, or to be loved or liked. And that's all programming where you're relying on something outside of you to bring you some emotion or feeling. That we teach them how to become the stars of their own movies. And we induce a trance with their eyes open, and they understand the science behind trance. And when you're in trance, you're less likely to analyze. And what separates your conscious mind from your subconscious mind is your analytical mind. So as they move into trance, they slow their brain waves down, they stop analyzing, they increase their level of suggestibility. And suggestibility is your ability to accept, believe, and surrender to information without analyzing it. So go back to a late-night fright commercial where you're just sitting staring at the TV. It's called programming for a reason. Your brain's in trance, you're in alpha or high-level theta. You're not analyzing, you're just sitting there, and all that information is going right into your subconscious, and it's recording it. So then when you start experiencing any of those symptoms, or you start feeling some lack or emptiness, your brain is naturally going to create the picture of what you associate as a reason or a way to get out of that emotion.
Is media one of the most dangerous things we put in our brain?
Oh, why not? I mean, if you're watching television, don't watch anything that you don't want to experience, because you're programming yourself for a specific outcome. And it turns out that many of the commercials are actually programming you for the very thing they have a solution for, if you look at it from an objective standpoint. So I thought, why not get a group of people to go into trance and understand the science behind it, and then instead of looking at some frivolous commercial, why not be the star of their own future? And when they play a strong song, like a powerful song that motivates them, and they're watching scenes of them in their future, just like when you were, watching, driving down the car and hearing a song on the radio and it reminds you of a time in your life, an associated memory. You're associating that song with some memories. From a biological standpoint, remembering your future is actually no different than remembering your past, and you can program your subconscious into that future. And so that helps people then to get clear on the future that they want to embrace, and it puts them in that right energetic or emotional state. So we use a lot of the mind movie technology. We teach them how to specifically create something out of nothing. We teach them how to connect to that unified field and to create from the field instead of from matter. And turns out the brain and the heart gets highly organized when we do this. And we've been doing this new thing in our week-long events, which has been really profound, and we've been teaching coherence healing. And we have witnessed some of the most incredible miracles, Brian, that I thought I would never see in my lifetime.
Thank you so much for watching. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications to stay updated with all our latest content.